It seems some Doom fans are canceling their Dark Ages pre-orders. Physical copies of Doom The Dark Ages contain minimal data, requiring an 85GB download to play. Some fans canceled pre-orders over the controversial physical release decision, potentially impacting sales. Days before the launch of Doom The Dark Ages, some fans took to social media to state they have canceled their pre-orders after it was uncovered that the game's disc only contained a tiny amount of data and not the full product. Ergo, Doom The Dark Ages requires a full 85GB download of the game to play on all available platforms. Doom The Dark Ages is a prequel to the 2016 Doom reboot that will delve into the Doomslayer's origins and his unending war against demons, along with new weapons such as the Shield Saw and the Reaver Chain Shot to tear through hordes of enemies. Doom The Dark Ages will take players through otherworldly levels like the Cosmic Realm, a Lovecraftian dimension infested with horrific demons for the Doomslayer to take down. Doom The Dark Ages is currently playable in early access for fans who bought the premium edition. Standard edition players will be able to jump in starting Wednesday, May 14 at 8 p.m. Eastern Time. After news broke that physical copies of Doom The Dark Ages contained a few megabytes of data, players took to social media to protest the matter. As reported by Pure Xbox, a Twitter user named DoesItPlay1 stated that some fans had canceled their pre-orders of Doom The Dark Ages due to the controversial physical release decision. With only small amount of data on both the PS5 and Xbox Series X game discs, this means that playing Doom The Dark Ages will require a substantial download of approximately 85 gigs on console. The steep download requirement is a major problem for users with access to high download speeds. In response to Does It Play first post, several users stated that Bethesda's decision to force a full download of Doom The Dark Ages was a deal breaker that prompted them to cancel their pre-orders. The decision by Bethesda not to include the full version of Doom The Dark Ages on a Blu-ray game disc is part of a growing trend in the gaming industry, with the Switch 2 supporting game key cards that require a full download. Game preservation is becoming an uphill battle for fans and collectors alike. Whether Bethesda will respond to players' grievances remains to be seen. Despite the controversies, though, reviews of Doom The Dark Ages have generally favorable. Only time will tell how the canceled pre-orders will affect the sales of the new game. And as I stated in my last video, guys, the game key card and the digital situation is really getting out of hand. And I know there's a lot of people that like digital games just as much as physical games too as well. But it seems like I'm not the only one that's having issues and problems with these developers just going all digital. And like I said, guys, you never know what you have until it's gone, because when it's gone, it's gone. I mean, we have been lucky to go back to our old systems, for example, like the Wii and the Wii U and the PS3, which those stores are still up just for re-downloads of games that we purchased. But no telling, guys, anything can happen. That as well could just disappear overnight. We never know. So this is becoming a problem, guys, and I'm a huge Doom fan. I am one of the biggest Doom fans. I still like the 90s Doom games over the newer ones, and the new games are great. Don't get me wrong, they're great. Maybe it's a nostalgia thing for me, but it doesn't take away from the fact that the 90s Doom games were all great. Every last one of them is just straight up action. You get straight to the point and just cut through the levels. If you can find some of the secrets, you can find some of the secrets. If you don't, you don't. No sweat off your back. The first Doom remake was actually good. I enjoyed it on the Nintendo Switch in dock mode. It was wonderful. It was phenomenal. It looked and played great. Didn't play as great in handheld mode. It felt a little bit sluggish controller wise, but the graphics was still good in handheld mode. But dock was a preferred way to play. I had no issues. That thing looked and ran flawlessly. The second Doom game remake, I wasn't really a fan of it because I hated how you had to switch to certain weapons in the middle of a fight just to take down certain enemies. It was tedious and it was just boring. I hated it how they forced you to mix and match your weapons to dispatch enemies. I just like you just run through the level with whatever weapons you want, whatever weapon you have in hand without switching. You only switch if you run out of ammo. And that's about it. But I must admit, Doom the Dark Ages, which is the third game in the reboot series, tells the origin of Doom God. This game really looks great. Hands down. One of the best first-person shooters I've seen in quite some time. Well, in the most recent years. But it definitely looks so much better than the first two Doom remake game. This game looks so much fun. It looks a little bit more linear this time. You're just going straight through the levels. You don't have to mix and match your weapons to dispatch enemies like you did have to do in the second Doom game. So I really like that. The shield, the chainsaw shield, how you can throw it and kill enemies. And this game just it feels like a totally different Doom game from the first two games, and I really like that, and I definitely respect that, because after the second Doom remake game, I thought they really had to mix it up, and I kind of like how they kind of went back to how they made the old 90s Doom games with just, modern graphics, of course, and the weapons look so much more cooler and badass than all the Doom games. So it looks good. I almost pulled the trigger and purchased it on Steam. And speaking of Steam, as I said before, there is an early access. So if you go buy the premium edition right now, which is $100, you can actually play the game right now instead of waiting for tomorrow. I actually wanted to get the collector's edition, which I just found out last night that they had one that comes with a statue, the skin DLC, and a campaign DLC, a steelbook, and a soundtrack. I just found out about that last night. That has got me really upset. I wish I knew about this collector's edition, because that statue is so badass, man. If you're a true gamer, well, you know what, guys, I'm not even gonna say that. I'm gonna just say the statue is really awesome. I just want this game just for the statue. And honestly, I would get the statue standalone, but eBay has ridiculous prices if they do happen to have a standalone statue there. I've went on eBay and I've seen some ridiculous prices on the collector's edition. I'm talking about $350 and up. I'm not going to spend $300+ on this game. I don't think any game is worth that much money. But if I could buy the statue standalone, that would be awesome. That's the way I would go, and wait for the game to drop in sale, because Bethesda games, they drop in sales really quick. After several months, you can literally buy Bethesda games for a little as low as $5, $10, $20, because I remember when the first two Doom remakes came out, after quite some time, it didn't take Bethesda long enough to drop the $60 games to $10. I mean, there were budget prices. So if you really want Doom the Dark Ages, or even if you're on the fence about it, if you wait several months from now, I'm pretty sure even before year's end, you can get that game for dirt cheap. So I don't know if I'm going to do that just yet, because I really do want the collector's edition, and I do not want a double or a triple dip. Understand what I'm saying? Because if I do pull the trigger today and buy the Steam version, I know I'm going to turn around and buy the collector's edition. And how much is this collector's edition, you may ask? On Bethesda's website, it's $200. On Play Asia, you can get the Asian version, which is $160. But for some odd reason, when I went through the PayPal where you can break down the payments, it was saying $300, which is kind of weird to me. I don't understand that. So maybe the pricing is going a little bit haywire over there. Maybe Play Asia needs to fix something over there. But it displays $160 for the Asian version, but it shows a different price number when in a cart. Now the US version and the European version are all sold out. Right now, the collector's edition bundle with the statue is sold out. You can't get it anywhere unless you want to go to eBay and pay those ridiculous prices, which I don't recommend anybody to do, because I'm not doing it and I wouldn't do it even if I had the money to spend. So I'm going to wait until this thing comes back in stock. Bethesda on their website, they have a notification where it lets you know, you enter your email and they'll let you know when that bundle is available. So it seems like everybody's just following Nintendo with this game key card thing. I guess everybody's comfortable now saying, hey, if Nintendo's going digital, I guess we can all go digital. So everybody's following Nintendo trends as usual. The game key card situation has become a nightmare. I understand that Xbox and PlayStation has been doing this. No game on the disc, but that's not what a lot of the games. There's only a few games in the games that does require download data. It lets you know on the box. It says internet required. So now it seems like since Nintendo's going somewhat, I guess mostly digital, everybody else is pushing the whole digital narrative, because a Blu-ray disc holds 100 gigabytes. You mean to tell me you cannot fit Doom the Dark Ages on a Blu-ray disc? Even Final Fantasy VII Remake has, I believe, 2 discs, if my memory serves me correct. But yeah, guys, I'm not going to rant too much about this. Let me know what you think about Doom the Dark Ages only having 85 megabytes of data, basically a license key, and you have to download the full 85 gigabyte game to your console even if you have the disc. And are you getting it? Are you skipping it? Are you going to wait for a sale? I mean, talk to me, guys, in the comment section. And Red Crimson Gaming, I am out of here, and see you the next video, and thank you for your support. You'd be crazy not to subscribe to me, where I can give you those cool unboxing, video game news, reviews, and gameplay. Peace out. Have a good day, guys and girls.